Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with another gadget I think you're going to find pretty cool. It's a 350 watt indoor-outdoor weatherproof LED floodlight that'll provide all the extra lighting you need both inside and outside your home by simply plugging it in. It's made by a company called Sansi. Now, if that name rings a bell, it's because I've talked about them before on the channel. I've reviewed a few of their products, and I own a ton of their gear. And I love this company because they built some really unique lighting solutions that are incredibly efficient and really, really durable. They've got an entire consumer line of products, which this is a part of, as well as a commercial line of products. And they're one of the companies that build those gigantic LED displays you see in Times Square down in New York City, so you know they're serious about lighting. Now, in the spirit of full disclosure, they did send me this one for review, but they didn't just send it to me. Just like all the products I review, if I find something I like and I own a bunch of them, I'll send the company an email and say, hey, you built a pretty cool product here. Would you mind if I reviewed it on the channel? They got right back to me and said, Rick, we'd love for you to review it in the channel. We'll send you one. You can use it for the review. Now, I appreciate that because all the ones I own are bolted to the house or they're out back in my landscaping, and it would have been a headache to pull that stuff out. So having a clean unit really makes it a lot easier. But I promise you, it's not going to affect my opinion. I tend to talk about products that I own myself and I can recommend to friends, because if I find something that's cool and really provides value, I want you to know about it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. So let me talk about the unboxing first, which is the most boring unboxing I've ever done, because when you rip open this carton, you're going to find this inside of it with a manual, and that's it. Matter of fact, it's so ready to go that the bracket's even mounted on it. So there's not a lot of assembly with this at all. You could take this thing out of the box, run out back in a pouring rainstorm, plug it in, and have the lighting you need for a particular area. The manual's kind of cool too, because they give you a lot of really good details about what you can expect from the light. They also give you a bracketing diagram in there, so if you're going to mount it to the side of the house, they've got measurements for the holes you're going to drill, so you drill them once and you can bolt the thing up there. But the most compelling thing about this light from the manual, from my perspective, is the warranty. Now, let me tell you what most companies will do. There's a lot of companies jumping into this market because LED lighting is hot. Most of the companies that are in that market that have kind of come there lately will sell you a product and then hope they never hear from you again. So you've got a really limited warranty, and when you need service or you need to get in contact with them, it can often be difficult. Sansi gives you a 5-year warranty on this product, and I'm chuckling a little bit because that's unheard of in the electronics industry. The fact that you could buy this from them, use it for 4 years, have a problem with it, and still get in contact with them and have them solve that problem for you is unbelievable. So a 5-year warranty also tells me that the company really cares about you and stands behind their product. So that's an amazing difference you're going to find in the market space. So let's talk a little bit about LED lighting in general. Now, LED lighting's been around for quite some time, but in the early years of LED lighting, it was really dim. It was kind of a harsh light, didn't really throw the light very far, didn't really do the job that incandescent lighting has done. In the last 5 years in particular, a lot of companies like Sansi have really spent money on developing better LED technology, better lensing, better generating technology to drive those LEDs. So Sansi's really at the leading edge of a lot of those technological breakthroughs, and pretty much everything in this is built by Sansi. So it's a very unique product. They're not buying off-the-shelf LEDs and driver circuitry and lensing and stuff from other companies. They're building everything themselves. What you'll find with a lot of other companies is you may get a better price, but you're going to be disappointed, number one, in the harshness of the light, and number two, in the beam spread of the light. A lot of the companies that will sell you LED lighting that look to replace floodlights outside your home or inside your home have an incredibly narrow beam spread because they want to get the intensity downstream, and to do that, they've got to narrow that beam spread. This has a very wide beam spread, which is very pleasing. It's about 120 degrees from the center across that front beam spread, which means you're not going to get this like spotlight type of thing where you get the flashlight beam that you get from a lot of other ones. You're going to get a nice even throw of that lighting across the front. So it's a very, very pleasant lighting when you put it out there in the outside or use it in your home. The other thing that's different between these different manufacturers is what's called the temperature of the light. Most of the ones out there tend to be on the higher end or the colder end of the spectrum, where it's a very blue light, and you'll know it immediately because if you're in a room where you've got that type of lighting, you find yourself blinking a lot and it's very, very hard to read things and stuff. This has got a very warm lighting temperature to it. It's 5,700 Kelvin, which puts it right about where incandescent lighting is. We've all grown up with incandescent lighting and sunlight, so we're used to that type of lighting. If you buy a lot of the other solutions that are out there, you're going to get that harsh light. This one gives you a really nice warm lighting, if you will, right in the middle of that spectrum. So it's a really pleasant light to look at. Another thing that's different about this guy is that it's built to be weatherproof, meaning you can take it outside, use it in the rain, you can use it in the snow. You don't have to worry about taking it off the house and bringing it inside. A lot of the other ones call their products weather resistant, which isn't weatherproof. There's a big difference between the two. And if you read in the fine print on a lot of the other solutions, you've got to pull them in the wintertime. You can't have them out for certain temperatures. If it gets too cold or it's snowing or something, you can't have the lights on outside. With this one, you can use it year round. Now, I've had this thing bolted to the side of my house through 2 seasons already, and it's been working okay. I've had it out in the sun, I've had it out in the snow, I've had it in freezing temperatures, had no issues with it whatsoever. So I can really tell you that this product is built to be durable. One other thing I'll talk about is the construction itself. A lot of the other lights, this is an 8 LED light. A lot of the other lights that may have 6 or 8 lights in them use the same printed circuit board across all of these. So there's one main printed circuit board behind it. If you have one small problem with that printed circuit board, you lose all the lights. These are individual lights with individual lensing, which means if I have, which is rare, one of these lights go out, the other 7 will still light up. So you're not out of luck when one light goes out. But again, remember, you got a 5-year warranty. So if you have problems with it, you call them up, send it back, you get another product. But having those individual lensings means that you'll have really good results with it over the life of the product, even if you have one of them fail. Another difference between the two is how do I cool down the LED? Because they're incredibly bright, they're intense, they've got to be cooled down somehow. Most of the other companies use a base that's plastic or a composite. That'll melt over time and it won't actually last as long as it should. This uses a ceramic base, which means it's got that ceramic underneath the LED, which is the hottest part, and that ceramic base tends to dissipate that heat, which gives longer life to the bulbs, and it also means that you're not going to have issues with it wavering down the road. An incredibly efficient light as well. So 350 watts of lighting, if you think about that in terms of incandescent lights, which most of us are using today, that would be a spotlight off the back of your house. You'll typically have a 75 watt or maybe a 100 watt or 150 watt spotlight. Even if you use the brightest incandescent spotlights out there of 150 watts, 2 of those would only give you 300 watts of light downstream. This is 350 watts, so you're getting more power out of this or more lighting out of this than you are from 2 of those incandescent bulbs, and it's 87% more efficient. So you're drawing about 50 watts, I guess, of real power to generate this 350 watts of lighting. So it's a really incredibly efficient product. And I noticed right away that we have a lot of lights outside my house in the backyard and off to the side by the driveway. I noticed a big difference in my electricity bill just by replacing those outside incandescent lights, which were spotlights, which are the most inefficient lights on the planet, with this type of LED lighting. And we just love it. It just works really well. So I guess all things being equal, what you're getting with a product like this is, number one, the durability, the cost efficiency. You're lowering your electricity bill. You're never going to have to get up there and change it. It's going to probably outlast you. These things could go 10 or 15 years before they have issues. So you put it up, you forget about it. With the incandescent bulbs, I find myself on a ladder maybe once a year, typically at a season change where it goes from summer to winter, or maybe winter back to summer. One of them will go out, I got to get up on a ladder and change it. So it's cost effective too, because it's going to last you a lot longer and you're not spending money on bulbs. So pretty much the solution they provide does everything I need it to do. I use it on the house to light paths along the side of the house. A couple of them I've got on motion sensors to turn on when people are walking past. I've got them in my landscaping pointing up at trees that I want to highlight in the backyard, and I've got them on timers there as well. So it's really an incredibly versatile light. One other thing I love using this for is if I'm in the house and I've got to do a project, a lot of times you'll need some kind of lighting under the sink or when you're painting a room. And I used to use halogen lights. Those halogen lights get so hot that they're dangerous. If you bump up against them, you're going to burn yourself. They're also really fragile. So if you drop one of those halogen spotlights, you're going to break the bulb on it, and that's a very expensive thing to replace. This will be dropped, and I've dropped it off a ladder a couple of times. It just keeps working. It's just built to be durable and really take care of all the needs you have in the house and outside the house. So that's pretty much it for today. Now, I spent a lot of time talking about the technology. I've got a link below where you can go to Amazon and check out all the specs, and I've got a lot more information than I could possibly cram into a review of 5 or 10 minutes, but I like it a lot. I've been using it an awful long time, and I bought a bunch of them. So if you want a light for outside your house or inside your house, and you're looking to sort of experiment a little bit with LED technology, this is the guy to go for, because it really just does the job. So if there are any questions you have about something I've covered on this, drop them in below. I'm absolutely going to get back to you as quickly as I can. I love doing these kind of clips because I play with a lot of different technologies, and when I find something cool like this, I tell my friends about it. And this channel is a way of telling you guys about it, because I really feel that this extended family is really my friends out of my local group of friends. So I like talking about tech. And if you guys are enjoying these kind of clips, I'll continue to put them out. But that's pretty much it for today. Now, at the end of this, I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like outside, because me talking about it without showing you how much light it throws really doesn't do much for you. So stay tuned, and I'll take you outside in a very dark backyard, and I'll plug this thing and show you how intense it is and how much light it throws to either side. Works. I'll turn it on in a second, and you'll see how much light it generates and how large an area you can illuminate from a single light. Now that's really impressive. That's 350 watts of LED lighting, and you can see it's casting a nice even light across the grass. It's illuminating the trees up to about 70 feet. The beam spread side to side is about 90 feet,
which is really unusual for LED systems. Most of the systems out there have a very narrow beam spread, which means you need a bunch of them to light up the same area. The thing I like best about it though is its LED lighting, which means it's incredibly durable, it's weatherproof, it runs cool, and it's insanely efficient. Now to get the same amount of light in your backyard, you'd need two 150 watt incandescent bulbs, and you'd be climbing a ladder every couple of years to change those out. So running a system like this means you're going to have less wear and tear on the bulbs, and you're going to have less electricity being used to light the same amount of area in your backyard. Can you imagine this thing on the side of your house and illuminating an entire side yard? It's just perfect for most applications outdoors.
I hope that demonstration gave you a really good idea of how much light a single unit can provide. Now imagine two of these mounted to the back of your home, lighting up your entire backyard and still costing you less each month in electricity than a standard 2-bulb setup in a traditional spotlight. In addition to the savings, the durability is really what drives me to the LED solutions like this, because I'm a lazy guy and the last thing I want to do is climb up a ladder, be changing light bulbs. So mounting this to the side of the house means it goes up there and I can totally forget about it. So you're going to save money. It's going to last a long time. What's not to like? So anyway, that's all I had for you today. If you have any questions at all about this product, drop them in the comments below. I promise to get back to you as quickly as I can. I love talking about technology, so if you guys are enjoying these clips, I'm going to do a lot more of them because I play with technology every day, and when I find something cool like this, I just can't help myself but talk about it. So hopefully you guys are finding value in this. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today. Stay tuned because we're going to have a lot more content coming very soon, and until then, we'll see you next time.